welcome back to Real Estate Royalty. My name is Rashonda Johnson and thank you so much for joining me. Welcome back. If you haven't subscribed yet, the best opportunity is always going to be right now. Also, if you haven't followed us on social media, I'll post the handles down below. So with that being said, let's sort of get right into the video. So today's topic is going to be hidden closing costs and fees. So if you watch any of my previous videos, I have mentioned that I'd be creating a video on this. There are a lot of people that look into purchasing homes, and unfortunately they just think, the 10% down payment or 20% down payment, whatever the case may be, and they're off to the races. That's not 100% the case, and I'll go through my top 10 items. Now, before I get into this video, just like I do in every single video, there's a couple of disclaimers that I always put in. So disclaimer number one is going to be, obviously some of the examples that I discuss within this video can be a worst case or best case scenario. Therefore, don't take every example so literal. Everyone operates a little bit differently, and your scenario may not match any of them. Disclaimer number two is always going to be all of the opinions and tips and facts that are in this video are 100% my personal opinion based off of my experience working within the real estate industry. So if you disagree with anything that I'm saying, kudos to you. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. This is just obviously based off of what I've personally gone through. And at the end of the day, you're always going to do whatever you feel is most comfortable for you. So if that's the case, 100% do just that. So with that being said, let's get right into the video. So hidden closing costs and fees. One of the biggest questions that I always get are, what are closing costs? So closing costs are generally referred to as fees, expenses, and or costs that would need to be paid at the time of home purchase, in addition or on top of the purchase price. So meaning if your closing costs are, let's say, $60,000 and your home price is $500,000, you'd be paying $560,000. So it goes on top of it. They can vary from city to city, province to province. In Canada, I currently live in Ontario, so it's something that you should definitely budget for, especially seeing that it's an additional expense on top of your moving expenses. Typically, when a client comes to me and they say that they've saved up 10% down payment, honestly, kudos to them. Great job. I definitely congratulate them. But I also want to be as realistic as possible, and I provide them with the harsh reality that they'll need potentially anywhere between a 4 to 8% additional on top of the money that they've already saved. So an estimate of closing costs typically ranges anywhere between 2.5% to 4% of the purchase price, but that's not always accurate. So to be on the safe side, I always just say, hey, round it up and make your total sum 18%. Closing costs, if you don't pay those, you potentially just lose out on the property and all the money that you've put down. Some of the things that are 100% considered as fees are commission. For realtors, you're looking at anywhere between 2.5% to 5%, and sometimes, yes, it is covered by the seller. The second thing would be a real estate lawyer fee, including the disbursement. So that may vary just depending on how much documentation they have to go through. There's also land transfer tax. Land transfer tax is typically about 2% of the total property, unless you're going to purchase in Toronto. Sorry, guys. There's also title insurance, registration of transfer or registration of mortgage. That's another one. Home inspection fees. That's something that's really important. Typically, a good home inspector is anywhere between $500 to $800, if not a little bit more. It's always typically included as a condition on an offer. There's also appraisal fees. So if a bank or somebody else is guaranteeing you a mortgage, typically they want to actually see what you're paying for the property is actually what the property's worth. So there's an appraisal fee. If you live in a condo, townhouse, anything like that, there's also the status certificate. Most of the times the seller will provide that to you. If there's a rush that you're looking to put on it, you're looking at anywhere between $100 and $200. There's also the CMHC fees. So if you are putting down less than 20%, it's default. You will have to pay extra money for insurance on the actual physical mortgage and property. The last thing that I would say you should definitely look into and consider as a hidden fee would be renovations. So a lot of people, they sit there and they think, hey, you might just get your perfect home. Unfortunately, that's not the case for everybody. If you do get a good home and maybe you have like little fixer-uppers to do, then at that point, you're just looking at maybe some paint jobs, changing some light covers and fixtures, stuff like that. Other people, they actually find a property that needs a little bit more work, maybe like ripping up carpets, changing flooring, redoing kitchens, things like that. If you do have that, honestly, if you talk to your mortgage broker, it may be something that you can build into your mortgage. So definitely have that conversation with them. Within the next coming weeks, I do hope to be posting a post on my Facebook page of different scenarios of what the additional costs may look like. So definitely keep an eye out for that. If I do remember the link that I used to get that calculator, I'll definitely post it as well. But with that being said, honestly, that concludes our video for today. So make sure that you are liking, commenting, subscribing, and hit the notification bell. I don't post videos every day or all that often, but when I do, I definitely try to make sure that it's something that helps educate people. I'm also not trying to make them super duper long because I don't want to bore you either, but quick information. But honestly, until next time, I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks again for watching, and you guys are awesome. Love you guys. Bye.